Stop wasting your time using gas pressure washers to provide services to customers. If your service is trash can cleaning or even mobile car detailing, you can kiss goodbye $2 grand in damages. I've cleaned cars and trash cans simply using an electric washer, saving myself not only money but time. Let's get specific. Whenever I say that I'm cutting money that I'm having to spend, I'm literally decreasing my expenses because I use an electric washer. Not buying gas, not needing somewhere to store it, and not using too much power on all of my services, which gives damage. If I could pull paint off of a car costing me $1,000 and even put holes in a trash can using an electric washer, imagine what a gas one would do. Also, with the services that I specified in the beginning, that's what I do. And listen, if you're doing the same thing as me, you're literally wasting your time. It's unnecessary to buy a gas washer. Now, if you're choosing to buy a washer or a gas washer because you're trying to clean concrete, absolutely, that's perfectly necessary. Simply because it requires power. But every single job that I do is making my job so much easier because my setup is getting smaller and smaller, and the things I have to remember is getting smaller. All I have to do to get my washer running is 𝗤𝘂𝗂𝗜 is incredible, especially if you need help keeping up with customers, sending estimates, invoices, or collecting payments. Give 𝗤𝘂𝗂𝗜 a try for free. Just click the link in the comment section and the description of this video. 𝗤𝘂𝗂𝗜 is also the fastest way to send estimates, invoices, and secure payment from your customers, and even providing you with real-time business analytics such as close ratio, sales, and expense tracking. Just remember to bring an extension cord, and every customer has an outside outlet. You might think this brings up a new problem though, which might be that you think customers won't let you use their power. Then how can you do the job if you're not bringing your own stuff and you're not using a big old gas washer? Well, I've had a 100% success rate asking customers to use their power and simply just plugging my extension cord in and running my washer. And in general, gas washers are extremely loud. You can tell that's coming from neighbors and neighbors and neighbors over, but electric ones are completely silent. And I've had many comments stating that why would a customer want somebody to have a loud gas washer next to their house? Some comments even simply stating that why would any customer or even a customer's neighbor want to hear a loud gas washer outside their house for hours. While my electric pressure washer is very noticeable whenever it's on because it's a pressure washer, you still can't even tell, and it wouldn't even raise grounds for an issue of noise. So like I said, not only are you making your job harder, having to get the gas, buy the gas, remember to bring the gas, risking damages pretty often because the power of your washer is so uncontrollable. Also, issues with sound because your washer is way too loud, and more than likely is going to become an issue for a customer's neighbor or even the customer. In comparison, my Ryobi 1900 gets the job done, and it has a ton of different tips and options so I can reduce the power that I'm using. Also, I can pull as much pressure as I need. It's also very quiet and has never issued any kind of problem with it being too loud. And all you have to remember to do, and all you have to do period, is plug your extension cord into a wall and boom, you got it. Therefore, keeping what I have to remember and what I have to spend down. Haters are going to lose their mind in the comments because people just can't wrap their heads around the fact that electric might be able to outdo gas at this point. A lot of my subscribers have been struggling to get more customers or even their first customer, but I developed my own lead strategy that has gotten me my first $10,000 in jobs. And good news, my course is completely finished. If you guys want to learn my strategy of how I've gotten $10,000 in free leads that I can continue to service day after day after day, there is now a number that you can contact. Listen, the course is not going to be for free. I give away a lot of good information on this channel, but if you want to take your business to the next level, or you're thinking about starting a business but you don't know how to get customers, in this course I'm going to teach you how not to get scammed, how to get thousands of dollars in free customers that you can service on and on and on, also how to talk to customers and make sure that you sell your service quickly and efficiently with my own personal messages that I've had with customers. You guys can contact this number up here, and if you send me the word strategy, we're going to get you set up immediately. But hey, it's new times, and remember, it's always about what you're using it for. Consider the services that I do and I offered in the beginning: trash can cleaning and mobile detailing. Don't be a dummy and just buy yourself an electric washer. I truthfully think that it wouldn't be smart for you to make the investment in a big old gas washer if you're only cleaning cars and trash cans. I've told this story many times, but I had so many difficulties with ripping paint off of cars because of all the pressure in my washer. Imagine if you were using a gas one that you really can't control like that, right? My electric one, I can run different tips. Eventually I started running a 45-degree tip. It was a white tip, but before I was using a turbo nozzle, which I use on all my trash can cleanings. But it just shows you the variety and different powers that you can use depending on what the situation is. And trust me, 1900 PSI is plenty enough power. Everybody going crazy saying that it's not enough and that washer's not even doing the job, it's not cleaning anything. Of course it is. No matter what I've gone through, no matter what kind of cars I've cleaned, no matter what kind of trash cans I've cleaned, I've come to a lot that are nasty and I clean them all up and it's not a problem. I could use a gas one, right, and absolutely tear holes in the bottom of the trash can. You're only going to be able to do certain people's trash cans about two, maybe 3 times before you're absolutely destroying them. But you take the electric route, you can choose how much pressure you use, and it's also just less pressure in general because you don't need that much. right? If you're using a turbo nozzle, you're getting exact sprays on it wherever you want to, right? There's a video of me doing a job. This one actually had a bunch of cars driving by, but you can see it. I'm in the middle of this lady's driveway, and the lid of her can is completely blacked out. It's gross. She's had the trash can for a while, but it's green, so you can see exactly where the dirt is. Sprayed it all off. Boom. It's crystal clear. There's no problems. So if my pressure washer really couldn't handle a job that would require a lot of like intense cleaning, then how would it work? How does it work for me? How do I have living proof and video proof that it works for me? Also, I've done multiple concrete cleanings where I've completely changed the concrete more than you could even imagine. I'm just spraying the concrete with my pressure washer and it gets everything away. I did do one of those jobs and I blew a hole in my pressure hose. So eventually the stuff like that's going to happen with like weaker, cheaper pressure washers, but it just goes to show you a great starter pressure washer, 𝗤𝘂𝗓𝗏 1900. It has enough pressure. It does everything you need it to do. You don't need a gas one that's going to cost you $2,500, maybe even more. They got pressure washers that go up to stupid amounts, which, like I said, if you're doing house cleanings, roof cleanings, if you're doing driveways or just like back patios with the concrete, do yourself a favor and take advantage of the fact that you don't need a ridiculous gas pressure washer and the electric one works fine. I've done hundreds, like I say, even almost 1,000 jobs, and I've never had to change pressure washers. I don't know how many hours is on it, but I know that I've never had a problem with it turning off or not working the next job. And all I do is plug it in. I just bring an extension cord. I can get that pressure washer anywhere that I need to. And it's not overflowing with water, shooting everything out, kicking really loud. It doesn't do anything like that. It's very smooth and it's very easy and subtle, right? No customers have ever told me or complained that it's too loud, and good, because if somebody's trying to have a job done in the mornings and their customers are freaking out, the dogs are freaking out next door simply because your washer's too big and too loud, you don't want to have that. You don't want that to be a problem. You have to come back later to do the job, or maybe you just lose the job completely because it's the issue that you're not like out of sight and out of mind. The customer like can hear you and actively see that you're there, and they might be checking and say, hey, are you going to be done soon? Because this is like too much of an issue. It's too loud and you're too in the way. As whenever I'm doing my trash can cleanings or even a mobile detailing, I can get in and out of there with no problems. Customer probably wouldn't even know I was there. They would see me pull up, of course, and they probably hear me setting up everything outside, but my washer's so quiet. It's not gentle, but it does exactly what you need it to do. And like I said, it always depends on which services you're asking that I'm providing and which services you are providing. And hey, there are situations that I've had jobs where the can was full of gravel and it was impossible for me to get the stuff out, and the only way that I could have is with just ridiculous amounts of pressure from a gas pressure washer. So maybe it could even range from the fact that you're a beginner in a service or you're advanced and you say, you know what, I have the money now, I want to upgrade my business to a certain point, and I don't have a gas pressure washer, so maybe you can control the pressure and it wouldn't be overbearing or overwhelming to a car or a trash can. But as someone who's used an electric one for almost 1,000 jobs, I can say confidently that I wouldn't change a single thing, and I wouldn't actually go a different route. If I had to start my business all over again, I would still use the electric 𝗤𝘂𝗓 1900 pressure washer, just because of how simple it's been, how loyal it's been to me. I haven't had to change her out, and it just keeps working over and over and over, and it's very consistent. It's not hit or miss. I don't have to remember to bring oil to put in my pressure washer. I don't have to remember to bring gas to put in the pressure washer. Dude, if you forget that, you got to go all the way back. And maybe you're just like, oh, be considerate of your own. You're a business owner. You can't even remember to bring gas. It happens. People go through things in life, and life just is going to hit you. So whether it hits you while you have a gas pressure washer or an electric one, you know which one's going to make you a dummy.